Okay.
Why is Brian recording portfolio? Why?
I gotta record everything, right? I heard your voice in the recordings for Carrie's. You're like, K. Do we have PowerPoint? No, probably not.
No, we don't have anything in here for now.
Okay.
I need another one of these. Where would we
Really?
get this?
From supplies? Oh, yours is better than mine.
What do they do with it? What do we do with that? What do you do with that thing?
With this thing?
That is that bit up. No, I mean.
Oh, this? Yeah. I don't even know what that's from. Oh, from here.
That thing, Robin. I think you always wear like that, so you're always going like that.
Yeah. Now I can't see the address.
If someone find it, you're not gonna be able to give it back.
Yeah. Story of my life. See? Child abduction. Code purple.
That's a good one.
And that's the story of your life? The heck? Oh, blue. That's our color, right?
What?
The hygienist? Purple?
Oh, it is? Child abduction?
That's our color, right?
Yes.
I think so. The color for the hygienist is color. Purple, right?
It's lilac.
Yeah.
That's
Lilac.
the official color.
Morning.
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 Good morning.
So we're looking at July 30th already. This is amazing. We've got basically one more month of school for the summer. In a week, or 2 weeks, I guess. So how's it going? You're about midway.
Car service.
So research projects are coming together, hopefully, as far as topics and.
Yeah. Topic-wise.
Topics,
Topic-wise,
yeah.
yes.
Well, it is a little bit of a push, but we need to get the timeline set for you because March 1 comes really quick, and that's when you'll be doing your presentations in front of alumni and other students. So we want to make sure that you're ready for that and give you plenty of time. So if you haven't met with your portfolio mentor, now that can be a different faculty, of course, from your research mentor. Make sure that happens before the 23rd, I believe is what I set the date for, which is on Friday. Has everybody been contacted by their portfolio faculty?
Yeah.
Okay. If there isn't a group that has been contacted, let me know. Let Barbara know if we can work on that. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Would you, I'll assign one person to email her and CC everybody, including myself. And
What is these?
hopefully she can come up with a date, not this week, but hopefully next week. Okay? Anybody else? Good. So today's class, I'm basically here to talk about any concerns with VIA, live text. I'll show you a couple samples of previous, and some of your mentors have probably already done that. Has anybody seen a sample already of the completed portfolio from previous graduates? No? Okay. So the formatting might be different because I'm understanding from our discussion 2 weeks ago with Lisa and Christina that they have been doing some upgrades. So, but the actual intent would be the same as far as the design of the portfolio into 10 sections, actually 12 sections, when you get an introduction and a summary. And then your 10 dental hygiene core competencies as the division. I believe, according to Barbara, you've all turned in at least the majority of the information that the prison needs for us to go visit on the 26th, on Monday. That's good. It is rather personal, and I understand that, but we are dealing with federal government and the United States prison system, and we can only hope that they keep our information safe. Data breaches, of course, are a daily event anymore, so I'm hoping that that goes well. The next time we actually meet face-to-face is August 20 in this class on Tuesday morning. And that's dependent on Dr. Kwan and myself talking about how ready you are to do an oral presentation of your research. This is a very basic presentation, okay? Basically giving faculty and the rest of your classmates a chance to hear what your group is trying to accomplish. So she'll have, of course, the template for that. I'm pretty sure that date's probably not in your course syllabus for research, because obviously it's portfolio class, not research class. But we will be discussing that most likely next week or the following week to confirm that. And then the 27th would be the following Tuesday that's also available. So if we don't get to it by the 20th, we'll definitely have you doing some project presentations on the 27th. And after that, your due date, of course, for your portfolio turn in for summer quarter based on the rubric that's in Canvas. Very basic design of your portfolio for summer quarter is due September 4. Any concerns with those dates? Conflicts? Yes?
I still can't get into
You can't. Okay, and has there been any communication between Christina?
I've emailed them.
Yes, I realize that. Okay, okay. Well, that is going to be remedied today. There's got to be some reason for that. And everybody else able to log in to VIA? Okay, let's see if I can do it myself. Oh, yes, yes. I'm glad you reminded me. The assignment that you had on that abstract to read, hopefully this ties in somehow to things you're learning in statistics and Research 1 design. Hopefully it seems familiar to you. Please submit those through the the Canvas link for assignments. So go to assignments and you should be able to put those in. And that's easiest in the grade book, then I'll be able to look and see who's on track with that. But just as a slight review of that article, what was your overall perception of, is it effective to do undergraduate portfolios or is it not? Based on this, well, is it research that they did? Number one. Is it actually a research abstract? By design? What type of research design is that abstract?
Systematic review.
Systematic review, great, excellent. So what does a systematic review mean?
They reviewed all the other research about it.
Right, so they're going back through the literature, back through peer-reviewed journals. They're looking for specific terms. What would one of those terms be that they would put in their data search? Simple. Portfolio, right, right. Now they're calling them showcases. What would be another term that they would use in their data search at the library or on the computer? Was it specific to a group of students?
Undergrad.
Right, undergraduates. So they weren't looking at portfolios for specialties, postgraduate, PhDs, anything like that. It was specific to undergraduate education. So based on how many articles did they actually find that met their inclusion or exclusion criteria? How many did they use total?
13. Oh, number of studies is 69.
So the total number of articles, abstracts that they actually used in the systematic review to come up with their conclusions was 59, right?
Yeah.
60? Okay. So at that point, there were thousands of different publications they reviewed, and they threw out a lot of them because maybe it wasn't true research, maybe it was just reflection on portfolio use. There's all kinds of different. Maybe the subject numbers weren't high enough, the surveys weren't accurate, the design was not what they were wanting to include in their systematic review. So it's pretty good reflection over the years. How many years did they use to review?
How many were?
Did it say that?
No, it just said
The
that
year
it was
published.
published in 2009.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, 10 databases. It doesn't say the number of years they went back. What journal was this in? Medical Teacher, right. So as you all look for different articles for your research projects, go outside of dentistry, and I'm sure Dr. Pons talked to you about that. Medicine has a lot of good supporting articles that apply for dentistry, apply for allied health as well. Nursing is very substantial research body, but look at those peer-reviewed journals that come out of the associations, that come out of the databases for medicine, allied health, and nursing. So conclusions for the abstract? Do you want to do your portfolio or not?
Yeah.
What was one of the big detractors? Time, right, time. And then what is one of the concerns as faculty mentors are assigned and then read the portfolio? What sort of comes to the top as being a challenge for students as well? Well, we talked about time already. What's the other one?
Interest.
Could be putting it off, but it's a self-assessment piece. So what you're going to, spend the most time on, it's not necessarily collecting your projects, because that's pretty much a done deal. You only have so many to draw from. But it's then reflecting on those projects. Why did you have to do that in your education? And then once you did it, what did you learn from it? So those are challenges. And it's, we're looking at the grammar, the sentence structure, the ability to quickly come to a conclusion in those self-assessments. They don't have to be long and arduous, but they do have to be effective in getting your point across. And part of undergraduate education with a bachelor's degree is knowing when you go out in the community that you can read and write, critically think, be analytical in your design. So that's how the portfolio supports that in our curriculum. Yes?
Going off of what you just said for the portfolio, you mentioned 10 pages, right? So like
10 sections
10 sections.
based on the core competencies, that list of...
Like ethics, legal. And
Correct.
all
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So written communication, critical thinking, those aren't sections. Those are just what this.
Well, no, there is a communication core competency,
Okay.
which includes oral and written
Yeah.
communication, okay? But when you're doing your self-assessments in each of those sections based on your projects that you chose, we are also evaluating your oral, well, not so much the oral communication, but it definitely is the written.
Okay, that makes sense.
I have a question.
Yes?
The design of the live text and setting up the colors and writing out all that, when is that due?
It's never technically due as a finished project until spring quarter. May 30th, I believe I put the date.
Oh.
Okay, you can change it at any time. But you do need to have a design template
Template, that's what I was thinking.
for summer quarter,
And that's due. like-
which you can't really create it in VIA Live unless you add, you know, the design template you want. You can create your own, or you can use one of theirs.
That's due by the end of this quarter.
Yes, but it's an ongoing process. So you don't have to keep it the same. Yeah, you have to start it. So everything this summer is just getting started. Obviously, access is the first thing, getting, you know, knowing your way around the software, being able to find some projects to at least fill up a couple of those competencies, because obviously you're almost through the fourth quarter. You're more than halfway done. So you should be able to find some things to support this. Okay? Yes?
Are we gonna talk about like how questions on, like, going through the,
I'll open it up now, and I'll do my best, but any questions like that specifically go to your mentor.
okay.
And if the mentor doesn't know, then it's Christina and Lisa Nelson in the dean's office. But I think most of you are quite savvy and probably will know more than they do.
Can we turn these in now?
I want you to submit that through Canvas.
Okay.
Yeah, take a picture. Yeah.
Have most of you gone in, those of you who've gone into VIA, have you gone in through Firefox? Or use Safari or
Chrome.
seems to work?
Sorry.
Safari.
I'm
I'm going to try Firefox to see if it works.
If you have some time off, when you're done with that, come to my club. Yeah, then for the next one. Okay. Oh, I have one coming for in 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Cool. I might need it. Maybe not.
Not Monday.
Okay.
If he's here and you're not clinic, just do it. So you can get it out of the way you before.
Charlie horse?
You ever get one? I actually did. I just twisted my neck and just started.
That's why. That's the reason. Have you seen this video?
Did you make that? Oh, shoot.
This when I got married.
Oh, this was, okay.
You saw it, right?
No, I didn't see the whole thing, but
I'll show it to you later.
is it on YouTube or no?
An hour. No.
Okay.
But later. So
Yeah.
you can listen to it.
Oh, yeah,
So you can get the whole experience.
yeah. Honeymoon, huh?
Yeah?
Okay. 2018? And
No. 19.
that was 19?
I mean 17.
17 in August?
July.
July, August, December, January, February, March, April. Well, Emma was born in October of 2018.
What's your dad doing?
Yeah.
You a doctor?
Yeah, we met in Valentine's Day.
That's why he's trying to figure it out.
What's his last name?
Did he go here?
I might play it. Just,
Did your brother want here?
I haven't seen it in a while.
Wow, you know my life.
Oh, is that Dominican?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks nice. Oh, that's so cool.
Educated Vietnamese, I don't know why.
It's like a techno music.
Yeah. Hey, it's like this, bro.
He was offered to stay here, but he actually
Why? The devil's playground?
no, like they both know that my parents grew up living on farms and I
don't know, like, didn't go.
So why don't you go to like Central California?
That's a real deal.
Coconut water?
like really close to where they grew
I love coconut water.
So why didn't they go to Colorado?
They almost did, but like get better opportunities.
That was cool.
Actually,
Did you go on those donkeys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
they're like in the top 5 or top 7.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
That thing's like in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
It's nothing about just plain water there. It's so clear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you went by yourself? I mean, you didn't have like a tour guide?
I'm a tour guide, bro. I live there.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Don't pay income tax.
There we got a tour guide.
Oh, okay. Oh, you can
Name is
slide down?
Papito.
Costco and
Yeah.
all this stuff in Oregon. Oregon doesn't have sales tax.
That thing was high, bro. That's 30 meters.
Oh, that's scary. Did it hurt when
Look
you
at that thing in the middle of nowhere.
Wow, that's like really. Oh, you touched the fish.
She got bit right there.
She got bit? Oh. That was better than Puerto Vallarta. Those fish.
You got paid under the table. Yeah, I never got paid under the table. Yeah, they like
But we would do 8 hours a day, like actual stuff. It wasn't
We're in the middle of nowhere, bro.
it
Like,
wasn't
check.
like, don't feed them.
What is that?
We had chores
Oh,
and
wow.
we had to do
so like so where's the thing?
I told you with a chainsaw we cannot trade them with our hands.
Cut down the trees.
Piling them up. We can burn a lot of
Can you move it?
like
There's better. That's better.
So you just burn them just to get rid of them. Other resources and wood.
I only had that right.
Yeah, that's the sound people love. Like they think of cracking fireplaces.
we're not gonna bring out wood.
Oh, you can make a lot of money transporting wood.
You press play a bit so you can go down.
I know all of them.
Oh wait, we know her. These are former graduates, and they have their.
It's Kira.
So these are the windows that we see as faculty, and hopefully. This is an older program, but it's going to give you pretty much the same idea. Okay, so I've asked you to create a title page. You can find any picture, any kind of title photo that you would like. It obviously needs to be very professional. Doesn't necessarily have to be here at school, but it probably makes sense to create something that ties it into the university. I know there's been other students who have used service learning trips and things, but do be careful about other people's photo on your title page, because that would need their consent. And especially when these go live. And this brings up a point. Do not publish these live until you are completed and graduated. And then you have the ability, it's your portfolio to go live. But at this point, you are not to go public. It's only within your faculty, and then I am able to see them because of being an administrator. But I don't generally pull these up unless there's concern. So it's not something I have a lot of time to do, is go through 40-some portfolios. But that's why we divide you up with faculty mentors to oversee that. And if there's concerns, of course, they'll ask me. So Kiara, she actually divided her, so she had her title page, and I believe she has other, I do encourage you to use the actual degree that you will have in your license as a hygienist, registered dental hygienist. In addition to that, if you've earned other degrees, be sure and place those on the portfolio title page as well, because you'll be discussing how that potentially ties into your new profession. So I don't think she did any text on this intro page. Yeah. But you can add a description as well. Especially if you need a self-assessment, you're going to have, with the photo, you're going to have to add text. Doing the self-assessment, just talking about who you are. I'm not sure that hers was totally done at this point. I'll try to find another one here soon. Give some ideas. So if you click on table of contents, so you'll be doing a resume, CVs, resumes, the last quarter that you're here, spring quarter, in your topics course. And that will definitely be one of the projects that obviously you'll want to attach. Of course, it'll come late into, right before it's due, that you'll have it done, but that'll definitely be something you'll create. Let's go back here. Oh, here's her introduction. So she's given a fairly long description of who she is, potentially why she chose dental hygiene, some uniqueness about things she's involved in.
Well, so nasty.
Her philosophy. So between what you want to say about yourself and what the faculty feel needs to be said, that would be part of the introduction. Could be with your first photo or deeper into the portfolio. The template now seems a little cleaner than this. So then she gets into the actual core competencies, and you see how she lists those, the C1, 2, 3. You can use any kind of descriptor, but you do need to have, in addition to the competency 1, 2, 3, you need to have a brief title for each competency. So just don't put C1, 2, 3. They're going to want, ethics, law, quality assurance. Yes.
So should we put C1 for sure then?
You can use that, yeah.
Or can we
You can
just
put competency 1. You can. There's all different ways. That is, but be consistent, whatever it is. Be consistent. So let's go to process of care and see what kind of project she put under. So she used her junior clinic case study. And if all patient information, patient identifiers are out of your clinical case study and you're professor, Mrs. Lee, says that that's okay to put into your portfolio the way it is, then we're good. But if there is any kind of identifier that's specific to that patient, it could be maybe they're 100 years old. Those are always a challenge because there aren't that many 100-year-old patients, so they consider that a PHI. You know, somebody could identify. My understanding is you're actually doing your case presentations this quarter, or starting them. And they are generally needed to be on a patient that you've seen. So they're not made-up patients, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just be careful about the information that you put in. Now, I realize a case study has to be pretty in-depth. So generally, you're probably going to hear from your faculty mentor, do not put the case study in. You can talk about it in your assessment, but to actually place, you know, the whole document in there. There's a senior case presentation and topics or clinic seminar probably starting next quarter with Mrs. Ellington, and you'll be, you know, researching some related concern in dentistry. This was a meth project, obviously. Soaping. There's soaping probably winter quarter, I believe, or it could be even. Have you done soaping yet with Mrs. You've already completed MedCom. Did you do a soaping project? No, I think it's in clinic seminar for the senior year. They're going to have to do that.
We did a little lecture.
Just as a reminder. Let me just pull one more up here. Critical thinking and problem solving. Let's see what she put in that. That's usually a little challenging. So your national board review, that MBR critical thinking project in fall, that might change to winter quarter, but there will be a project with Ms. Lee, either fall or winter. There's a nutrition project coming up next quarter as well with Ms. Salostowski. So those are good supporting documents to help with that critical thinking. You could use your research project you're working on now. Now the ethics and law, let's see what she did here. And like we've said, these can be moved around. It's not like one project has to be in this core competency because it sort of stretches across. So with a legal and regulatory framework, I believe in research this quarter you did your city training, correct? We're in the process of it. So it's a research training course that you have to do if you're going to submit any kind of research project to the Institutional Review Board, or the IRB. And then CPR, evidently I'm not sure what that is. Let me see what the, so obviously you have to have CPR to be a hygienist. You have to have it updated every 2 years. City training is for research specifically. Now let's see what you put in Code of Ethics. So I have you do in winter quarter a final paper for research ethics, and it's a peer-reviewed journal article, research paper, so she did that. And I think the ethics paper that she put in, 2 of those, one of those is from your Christian ethics and healthcare class. So I'm not sure if you had to do a paper in that class. That was spring. You did. Yeah. Did you have to do a paper? Yes. So that could be supporting as well. Okay. Let me see if I can find another one here. A little more current. I did figure out my username. That's good.
Oh.
Premiere. That's the real deal.
Oh yeah,
Premiere?
$1,000 to buy the program. Or what?
I gotta buy a subscription.
Oh, okay. You pay per month. Damn, that's crazy.
It's not expensive. With all the programs you pay like, it's like $40 to $50.
Well, what I'm having
Okay.
trouble with is getting it, I got into the older version of LiveText, but now something's not going right for the VIA LiveText, the newer version.
Don't
So
you have to
I'll
put
work
your,
on that.
isn't it your email there?
Well, I put that in and
We're gonna
I
have to
changed it up
revert
here,
it
but
then.
I'm not sure.
How sad.
I'll try one more time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's other one that I learned with a program that is in the computer.
Mhm.
It's really old from Microsoft. It's called Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah.
Have you used that one?
Yeah.
I learned with that one.
Yeah. Wow. It's pretty simple to use, but
That thing
it's
is
limited.
It is really, but you never knew. I never knew until I moved on.
Now they have.
Christian.
Now it's
You got the
just
high score in Perry's time.
photos.
Yeah, nothing I.
You have everything there, huh?
Yeah, photos.
And I
That's where I do.
really used that program.
Any questions?
Professional.
Oh,
Jessica?
I think
Yes. No, they're not. You want to be in via LiveText, okay? So over the years, we've been using this portfolio platform for probably 6 years now, and every year they change and do something different. So what you saw from the class of 17 was an older template, but basically it's the newer template. I think is a lot cleaner, much easier, looks better. So you're going to get the benefit of that. Why I can get into Canvas on LiveText and I can't get into VIA using my current sign-on, that I have to call Christina because something's gone wrong. So hopefully you guys aren't going to have that problem because all that you've done is set up an account in VIA. I have accounts in both, I think, yes.
So, to clarify, we are not putting our service hours in here, or is that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's the different set of software that you're using VIA. Okay.
Okay.
See, for your portfolio, you're using Showcase. You're creating a showcase. For VIA LiveText for your service learning, there should be another section in that web-based program for you to document your hours and do your assessments. And I'm not aware of where that is. And you don't need, and you haven't gotten any information back?
Zero.
Zero, okay. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, well, do not lose, document it. Nobody's gonna deny you service learning hours because the program's not set up. Sabine, have you heard anything about this? What's going on? Do you want to sort of clarify with Tanya sometime this week and see what's going on? It's probably not Tanya, no, it's probably Nikki. Hovida.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm not sure where her office is.
Fifth floor,
You do?
it's around the corner.
Okay. And she's working directly with Dr. Kerstetter, and I believe there's a new dean, Cho, who's working with this as well, so.
So we should just add it in for now, just so it's
Yeah,
on there?
yes, keep track of it, put it in a file, however you
Excel.
can keep track of your service learning, absolutely. Now, I'm not saying you can't put service learning into your portfolio, you should, because that's a huge part of the program. But that's not going to track it, see? We're not going to go into your portfolio to track your service learning. You get that? You understand that?
Yeah.
Service learning is one of the competencies, core competencies, but it's not going to be tracked for graduation. Okay, guys, are you off this afternoon or you have something?
No leg.
Okay.
Legit, like
Out and
You
about.
off and studying.
too legit to quit.
You're done.